Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome and thanks for logging on. If you love this watch, email me, tmosso@thewatchbox.com. It's in the description below. Your purchase and pricing email question line for buying this or any watch you see on any of our platforms. Please reach out to me directly. I am tmosso@thewatchbox.com for pricing. Today we're discussing a watch that launched in 2013. This is the successor to the 5127. It is the 5227G-010. The Calatrava automatic in white gold, really gray gold, but more on that in a moment. It measures 39 millimeters in diameter, 9.6 millimeters thick, and from lug tip to lug tip, 46.7 millimeters with a 19 millimeter spacing between the lugs. My wrist is 16 centimeters circumference. You get a good sense of this watch on my wrist. It's a good fit. I could recommend it for a wrist as small as 13.5 centimeters circumference, if that wrist is oval and flat across the top. If your wrist is more round, then 14 centimeters circumference and up. Taking a quick look at the profile, you can see the bezel is concave and the profile is flat, so this is an easy watch to wear underneath a cuff. The strap is high grade, exceptionally large rectangular scale, symmetrical scale alligator leather. Those two things, rectangular, large, and symmetrical scale, generally determine the quality of the cut. You can see this is unimpeachable. High gloss finish. We have a monotone stitch. We actually have here a folded edge, and then on the bottom calfskin, and you can see that it is a brand new Patek Philippe factory strap. We have a matching white gold spade style Patek Philippe pin buckle, and you can see it features the latest Patek Philippe pull tab spring bars, so just with your finger you can pop the strap off of the case. The case features extraordinarily beautiful scalloped and polished lug hollows, and everything on the case has been polished for an upscale look. You can see that the bezel is surprisingly nuanced. It's actually concave in profile with a short vertical lip where it meets the edge of the case. We have a Calatrava cross, the symbol of the brand, on the crown, and then we have a very, very slightly domed and boxed sapphire. The dial of black lacquer has been hand finished using a combination of black and clear lacquers applied, buffed, and cured with heat over 12 individual steps, so a laboriously created dial. You can see outboard we have metallic individual dimples for the minutes and seconds. Then we have faceted white gold hands, date frame, and hour indices. If you look at these hour indices, you can see that their faceting really is quite delicate, and all that is done manually by artisans whose job it is to create these tiny parts all day long. You can see the hands are Dauphine, polished, but they're faceted down the center for better contrast against a black base. In good taste, Patek used a black date disc on this black dial. Some brands don't get that right. We have a quick set system for the watch, so you can rapidly cycle the date if you wish to and make a correction. And because it is a caliber 324 center second, it doesn't actually have hacking seconds, but with just a small amount of back pressure, you can always stop the seconds hand. That's a hacking hack, if you will, that's well known on these movements. Now, at first, you might despair, but this is actually the best of both possible worlds. You get the premium quality of a solid gold caseback, and via this hidden hinge, you also get the beauty of a display caseback. Now we can see caliber 324. Let's start from the top and work our way down. The rotor is a unidirectional winder on ceramic bearings. The two features work in tandem to maximize winding efficiency. 45-hour power reserve, 29 joules, 6-position adjustment, free-sprung Gyromax style balance, anti-magnetic silicone hairspring, 4 Hz beat rate, and of course, it features the Patek Philippe seal, which in conjunction with these other features means the watch is rated no worse than -3 plus 2 seconds per 24 hours. A very, very accomplished timing achievement that actually surpasses chronometer standards. And though Patek does use a blend of manual and mechanical finish on its movements, compared to something like Journe, JLC, or Audemars Piguet, Patek seems to err on the side of including more manual finish, and where that's most obvious is in things like the rounded and polished bevel, which is undoubtedly started by machines but finished by hand. And if you look carefully, you can also see that the locating pegs The 3 locating pegs on the balance cock that are used to locate the bridge on the base plate, those have actually been mirror polished on their tops. Little things like that, along with channeling and beveling the slots of the screws as well as their circumference, indicative of a lot of attention to detail via the hand. And again, automatic winding with a 45-hour power reserve and 30 meters water resistant, which is the dress watch standard. Patek uses what's called gray gold, and they have since at least 2006. So this is a white gold 18-karat alloy that never needs to be plated with rhodium, and if it ever gets scratched, it's going to be the same color underneath. When you're buying a white gold watch today, you want to know that it's gray gold, and this is. Reach out to Team Mosso at thewatchbox.com for purchase and pricing details.